Hey everyone, my name is Sophie from Sophisticated Organization. Welcome back to another Sophisticated Saturday where together we work through my to-do list and get things done around the house. Today's kind of a fun day that I have planned because I am going to, as you can see, get a meal ready. This is a crock pot recipe, so I need to put in a little bit of time right now getting it prepared, and then I have lots of time while the crock pot is cooking to get some cleaning done around the house. And what I've decided to do today is to go room to room. I think I'm pretty much going to show you every room of the house and just quickly pick it up. I am getting very, very pregnant at this point. And some days I feel like you just never know. Baby could show up at any time, and I would hate to leave my house in such a messy state. So that's what we're gonna do today, is just get it in order. Not necessarily because I think I'm going into labor today, but that is a good reason just in case. But also this is something I do all the time, go room to room to room and do a really quick pickup of everything in the house. It's one way that I can really feel kind of on top of things and feel like our house is a little bit more put together when everything's feeling crazy. It's not necessarily deep cleaning anything, but just going through each room and getting it to a state where everything is picked up and put away. And sometimes it's also including wiping down surfaces, but you will see as we go through each room. For this recipe, you'll see I chopped a lot of onions and shallots, and then I added my beef on top of that, and then I'm adding in some broth. There was some white wine, and then at the very end, I'm gonna add ginger, spices, soy sauce, miso, and cover it to cook. We did really like this recipe, which will be linked in the description box below if you wanna give it a try. I will say it felt like there were too many onions to me, so I would probably reduce the amount of onions. And I did put in a larger piece of beef, so even with more beef than it called for, it just felt like the ratio was a little bit off, and I would have reduced the onions. We're starting upstairs and working our way down. First thing is to start in the bedroom. I'm making the bed. That's always something, as I share, and I'm sure you know, really makes your space feel a whole lot cleaner and doesn't require a lot of effort. And I'm just gonna kind of snake through the house. So after the bedroom, I'm going to go into the bathroom. There were some bath toys that were left in the tub from Owen's bath last night, some things of mine that were out of place. So I did a quick tidy before moving to the closet, where I had a few items of clothing that I needed to hang up, some things that were sitting on the little window bench there that also needed to be hung up. And of course, Jim's side was perfectly tidy. But there is some of Jim's stuff, because he was not home right now, that I am going to leave for him. When I went into the guest room, you'll see the pillows were on the floor because Owen was taking a nap in there. He was struggling with a nap, so Jim laid down with him the other day. And then I washed all of Jim's clothing, so he needs to fold that. And we also have some play mats that I washed, things for the new baby. So I'm gonna take those off the guest room bed, bring them into the nursery, and get those all set up. It kind of took me a moment to remember how to do this. I used to wash them all the time from baby spit up and all of that stuff, but it's been a while since I've had to configure these play mats, so it did take a moment. And this is some of the last remaining baby prep I have to do. If you've been following me on Instagram, either on Sophisticated Organization or Sophisticated Motherhood, I've been sharing these videos, like a day in the life at 30 whatever weeks pregnant, and sharing some of the things that I've been doing to prep to get ready. And a little while ago, we pulled out all of the baby toys and all of the baby gear and all of that stuff. I just wanted to give it a wash first before I set it up because it had been sitting in storage for quite some time. Between the two kids' rooms, we have a Jack and Jill bathroom that had a few things out of place there, not too many. I put those things away and then rolled up a fresh towel to put away in this weird little spot that we have on the counter. Now in Owen's room, just tidying up his crib and his stuffed animals, his blanket, his sleep sack, before heading to the side table where he has a lot of books that he's been reading. I just wanted to tidy them up. I know if I put them on the bookshelf, he will pull them right down again because they are currently his favorites, but a little tidy does make me feel better. And when I popped into the closet, I was thinking about just where I was at with Owen's pregnancy at this point, and I did keep a journal, a pregnancy journal, while I was pregnant with Owen. I also did a journal for his first year of life. I'm doing a toddler one. I have one for when he's even older, and I love looking back at it, but I haven't looked at the pregnancy one in a while, so I just grabbed it and sat down on the chair and decided to flip through it and see what symptoms I was having in Owen's pregnancy at this point, and it was really interesting and fun to read. Last but not least, in Owen's room, he has been touching his little mirror all the time here, so I'm spraying it down with some glass cleaner and wiping it off. Then into the laundry room, which was a huge mess. I had washed and folded some cleaning rags that I hadn't put away. I was going through cleaning supplies. I have baby stuff here. I have a new set of bottles that we just got that I need to put away or find a home for, and a few cleaning rags that I did not fold yet that I need to fold. That is our entire upstairs. We touched on every single room in the upstairs except for the guest room bathroom, but there was really nothing to do in there. And then back downstairs in the living room, that's always mostly picking up toys. Sometimes it's putting away the remote or fluffing the pillows, folding blankets, which I didn't even really bother with folding the blankets today. I just kind of tossed it over the edge of the couch, and that was good enough. Our mudroom was another area that was a complete disaster. I need to do some rearranging in here, and we need to re-divide areas. Now that there's going to be 4 of us, I think we should have cubbies for each of us. One for like baby and newborn stuff, one that has Owen's jackets and his hats and gloves, and then one for me and one for Jim. And right now it's a little bit blended together. So we need to get that straight. And I also just need to clean off the countertop here. We never use the space as a desk. It does sometimes become a tiny bit of a dumping ground, especially when I want the kitchen countertops cleaned. I sometimes will take stuff from the kitchen countertop and move it over to the mudroom, and then things get stuck there. On the back wall of the mudroom, I have my indoor garden that I wanted to clean up a little bit here. I had been trimming some thyme, which leaves behind lots of little leaves and little pieces. So I wiped off the countertop, and then I added a little bit more water to both of them to make sure they keep growing and doing their thing all on their own. Then we always have the shoe problem in the mudroom. We pretty much leave Owen's active shoes, the shoes that he's wearing that season and in that size, sitting out there. And then I try and do just one pair of shoes for me and one pair of shoes for Jim. The other spot on our main floor that we have is my office, which was in so-so shape. I've shared this a lot, but I have one side that I like to keep for work as an attorney, like my 9-to-5 normal job. That's the side with the monitor on it, and then the side with the Cricut machine, that's for sophisticated organization and crafting projects and other things like that. But things do bleed over from side to side, and every now and then I need to just take a moment and clean everything up. I also took this opportunity to wipe down the countertops, especially the work side. That side I eat at a lot because I sit at my desk all day long. I have lunch at my desk. I'll have snacks at my desk. Sometimes I'll have breakfast at my desk. So it does need to be wiped down because there's a lot of food over there. Into the basement, Toy HQ. You maybe thought I'd picked up all the toys when I was in the living room, but we've actually been spending a lot more time in the basement. It's probably because it's so cold outside that we haven't been playing outside as much, but as long as he's having fun and enjoying his toys, I'm completely fine with it. The only problem is it's just more spaces to clean up, and when we aren't really actively using the basement, it just stays nice and clean all the time. So this becomes an extra space for me to pick up. Owen does help clean up his toys, but he can't fully do all of it by himself yet. He oftentimes, for example, will put balls back in a bin, but can't necessarily put the bin away. So sometimes I'm left doing those things. Believe it or not, the crock pot meal is ready. We've gone through essentially my entire house. So because it's almost ready, then I need to shred the beef. I also need to get some water boiling for the ramen. And then I almost forgot that the recipe does call for or include hard-boiled or soft-boiled eggs, so I got those going. And then Owen could not wait for the meal to be done, so he wanted to start eating on his kitchen tower. So Jim and I sat down at the bar here at the countertop, and when Owen saw the camera out, he kept saying cheese. So here is Owen eating his dinner as well. Thanks so much for joining me, and until next time, I will see you all later.